Hello and welcome to another video on AV Forums. I'm Phil Hinton, the site editor, and today I am in Barcelona. I'm here with TP Vision, Philips, and we are looking at the new OLED+908 OLED TV. So what's the big deal with the 908? Well, this is the flagship TV for Philips in 2023, and it is a little bit late coming to market, just like Sony's A95L. There have been some delays for it coming to market, but finally we're going to see it in October, and we're going to see it in three screen sizes. There's the 55, 65 and 77 inch, and the pricing is round about 55 inch is going to be round about £3,000, the 65 inch £3,500, and the massive 77 inch looks like it's going to be round about £5,000. So quite expensive TVs, but these are the flagships. So the big thing here is MLA, micro lens array. This is the same panel as the LG G3, and we actually saw some side-by-side comparisons, the usual demonstrations from Danny Tak in a room with the LG G3, the Samsung S95C, and of course the 908 in the middle. And we were given the usual test clips that Danny likes to show for motion and detail and whites and all the rest of it. And it was his usual demonstration to highlight the pluses of the Philips TV and Philips' approach to picture quality, which is in vivid mode, which they now call crystal clear mode. That's the mode that they like to push. Obviously the TV will do D65 it will do accuracy to the standards. There is filmmaker mode on there, and Philips have always given us that option, and there's always been professional modes in there, expert modes to calibrate the TV, lock the settings and all that kind of thing. So the new 7th generation of the P5 processor also has a brightness booster technology under the Meta panel, so this gives that extra brightness, and Philips are saying on a 3% window in the crystal clear mode it will reach 2100 nits. A couple of other things that have been changed for the 908. There is a new UI system, so the menus look different. If you're a calibrator, you're going to love this because you don't have to go through millions of menus and menus overlaying onto the screen and getting in the way of your meter and so on. It's now a nice slick system in those terms, and the remote control has also been updated, so it's a nice new pared down remote. Philips remotes have always been large, cumbersome and full of buttons. It's nice to see this pared down version, and it has some neat tricks, like if you push a button for a certain amount of time, the numbers then appear, so there's no separate number buttons, but if you press one button the numbers appear within existing buttons, which is a great idea. So it looked great. So we did the demos, we've had a look at the TV. I'm waiting to get a review sample in very soon, and it's been an excellent event here in Barcelona. So as always, I caught up with Danny Tak and asked Danny all about the 908, especially what the big deal is with it.
Well, because it has the new Meta panel inside there, which is of course a big step forward in luminance. It does 70% more luminance, meaning it does 2100 nit peak light now. Compared to last year, our best model had only 1200, and it also does now 250 nit full white, where our previous model did 200. So a major step forward in light. It also has a better viewing angle, and all thanks to the MLA, which is the technology behind it. MLA stands for micro lens array. It also has a better polarizer there for less reflection, 70% less specular reflection. So simply a leap forward in terms of panel performance. It also has an update on the P5 engine. It's a 7th generation now, with new super resolution and a new smart bit enhancement for cleaning up your pictures. And it has a new ambient intelligence version. We're now working with a color light sensor, which can really accurately measure the color temperature in your room and match the picture. So also there, a huge step forward. And then of course, that's on terms of picture. And then it has the Bowden Wilkins sound there. It has Ambilight there. It actually has everything.
Now, a lot of people watching this will say, well, it's just an LG G3, it's the same panel, it's the same Meta technology. So what is it that you're adding to the panel that makes your TV different to the LG version?
Yeah, well, that's the P5 engine, which is different from the Alpha 9 processor from LG, and that indeed makes really the difference. In a comparison, you really see that we take what I just mentioned, the new features of P5, but of course there are like very differentiating features in P5 already there for some years. Like one of them is the perfect natural reality that can make your SDR picture look like HDR, really increases the high dynamic range in an SDR picture, and that on using all the light of the panel, we can go way beyond what our competitors can do with the same panel in terms of contrast. And making better contrast means that also the sharpest impression of your picture benefits from that.
You've always given us what we wanted in terms of filmmaker or in terms of ISF controls and so on, but you really do push the picture quality. This is where P5 comes in, because you can tune the picture as you see it. And you did a demo yesterday with 3 TVs together. What was the point of that demonstration and doing it in vivid mode, just for our viewers so they can understand what it is that you're trying to get across there?
Yes, I always get the remark, okay, you should stick to what the director intended, and we do that. We follow indeed filmmaker mode, but I also try to stick as much as possible, even with our most vivid setting, which we don't call vivid anymore because it was like the wrong name. We call it crystal clear. We try to stay also very close to what the director intended, but on a more vivid mode called crystal clear. What I mean is, by sticking to the director intent, we keep it in a very balanced way. Like I mentioned, the meta panel can do a lot of more light now, but we use that light in a controlled way. We keep the contrast ratios in there, like we keep the blacks as they are supposed to be. We try to enhance the whites, but we don't over exaggerate and don't wash out the picture because of bringing all the light out there. We stick to a nice balance and contrast, colors and sharpness.
Yeah, just one final question, and it's something that we spoke about last time we had an interview, and that is QD OLED. You mentioned that you had some samples in, that you were testing the technology. So our viewers, our readers might be interested to see where you are on that journey. Is QD still something that's on your roadmap?
We're going to keep on monitoring for the next year again. But this year, when I was putting all the pluses and minuses next to each other, QD OLED and Meta, I came out with that the better choice to go forward for this year's range was Meta panel, because of the clear benefits on light output, which are higher than QD OLED, and I don't neglect the wide color gamut advantage of QD OLED. But as you have seen in my demo yesterday, even Samsung is not pushing that to the real limits that it can be. The flower I showed you yesterday was a bit more red than in the LG and the Philips because of the color gamut, but it was like just at the edge of being a normal or a natural flower. The red tended to start being a little bit fluorescent, and from my exercises there was no difference in greens, for instance. There you don't see any benefit. So for me, the better choice at this moment is Meta panel, but we keep on monitoring QD OLED.
So our thanks to Danny Tak, as always, for an interview there. Like I say, I have a review sample of the 908 coming very soon, so stay tuned for that video and also the written review on AV Forums. And if you like our videos and you want to keep coming back to the channel, then why not subscribe to the channel? And if you like this particular video, then please do give it a like, because it helps our channel grow and reach more people. I'm Phil Hinton, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.